What's up guys, MikeCoco back here bringing you guys a new video on the new update we had to Legion of Heroes. This update is quite a big update. It changed a lot of things in terms of game modes. They removed Kali in favor of Arena. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that and a little bit about the events and the new limit break system. So essentially in the last update and in the last update we got a few things. We had costumes, which I might talk about in a later video depending on how busy it will be. I'm really busy right now, that's why there haven't been a lot of videos out recently. And but the general gist of the costume is you want to get Lucas's costume. Hint, hint. So talking about arena, it's basically infinite battle in my opinion, except with larger pool of heroes and exact turn by turn fighting. So your team doesn't attack in random moments; they literally attack one by one in the sequence you define them to attack in. So that's the general gist of arena. It's, in my opinion, it's probably worse than Kali because at least in Kali you have a somewhat of a fair fight. It's more RNG based, but everybody starts with the same heroes or possibly with the same heroes. In Arena, it's more favored for paying players because obviously they have stronger heroes. So, in my opinion, the change is not that great, but it was already implemented in the Korean version of the game, so it was obviously going to come here. Now, the only problem with Arena, I find, is what I mentioned before, the pay to win aspect. You'll see in the Hall of Fame that the majority of the people here are same people in top ranks at Mythic Raid and top ranks in Explorer. So that's my problem with it. People who played a lot of Kali or only play the game for Kali probably quit because it means that rather than RNG, it's just going to be pay to win in that sense. So, not a great change, but we had to deal with it because that's what they decided to do. But essentially, it is infinite battle. So, what you can do is you set your formation and you have your heroes set up in specific formations. Um, like infinite battle, you want to spread out your target or your own team. You don't want to, put them all clumped together. The only reason why I clumped these guys together is because my team's not done yet. I'm gonna probably take out Dark Knight and replace him with Ella once I get her ranked. And the only reason I have him clumped like this is so Ione can kind of force aggro cleanse these guys here. Um, but that's essentially how it works, and you can set the order of the skills you want your team to use. So here I have Michael set to use their skill first, always, and now I turn it off. So if you click it back on, it turns blue. That means they'll use their skill, and you can set the order exactly the way you want it. There's also a Fury pool in this case. Now in Infinite Battle, you don't get to see the Fury pool, but in Arena you do. You're capped to 1,000, so it is highly recommended you bring in some Fury Thieves. Otherwise, you're going to be running low on Fury all the time. And you definitely want to play around with it. See and change the initiatives of when you want your heroes to use your skills, because it definitely makes a difference. Because previously I had noticed that my Michael was never using his skill because he was either lack of fury or because he was always stunned. So try changing your initiatives, not in the sense of in the hero tab, but in the action order. Um, so that's really important. And I'm not exactly sure how battle records works right now. I'm not sure if other people can fight you and if it's like um, real-time fighting, or if it's like just like a copy of your data and how your team would fight. So I'm not exactly sure how that works yet. I haven't seen other people attack me, so I don't think it's possible to see other people attacking you, but you can always attack other people. Um, so that's a little bit interesting. And essentially you get 12 attacks every day. Once you find an opponent, you're stuck with them. You can't try to, reset or try to find another opponent. You do get the option to select between 3 opponents, however. And generally speaking, it's going to be one high target or high level, one lower level, and then one lowest level. So in this case, you probably want, or I would probably want to fight the 14k one because these guys have 22 mil attack, and I only have 16, so it's probably not a good idea to fight these guys. And there's not a huge difference in points. It's probably around a 40-point difference, but at that case, you're probably gonna lose to like this person here. So you might as well take a guaranteed win and fight this guy here. So that's the sense of, you know, you get a small selection, but as you can see, every time you try to fight, it'll load the previously matched opponent. So there's no getting around it. So that's how it works so far. Now the rewards is kind of interesting. You get these reward chests and they can drop rune essence, I think dragon heart, hearts, and probably something else that I'm missing. I'm gonna check the page really quick. I'm not sure if they said what the rewards are. And season 2 Ori, that's the reward that I'm missing. So you can get that from the league reward. And the doppelganger's queen essence is important for limit break, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. One thing I did forget to mention is the new change to the, I'm gonna say combat triangle, if this reminds you of RuneScape at all. Essentially what Legion has attempted to do is to create a combat triangle. So melee heroes will destroy the ranged heroes will destroy the magic heroes, and the magic heroes will destroy the melee heroes. Very similar to RuneScape. But the concept doesn't really work in practice. I'm still noticing that magic damage seems to be extremely overpowered. In its fair right, because so many heroes have ridiculously low magic defense. If you just take a look here, like this is like what, 484 magic defense versus like 146 physical defense. So I can see where they're coming from, but I'm not sure they're applying the changes correctly. They attempted to balance it, but I don't think it's working because, like I said before, magic damage is just still extremely overpowered. But essentially, that's pretty much it. They did increase the magic defense for ranged heroes so that they can tank more against the magic heroes, and they decreased the magic defense for melee heroes so they tank less against magic heroes. But it doesn't really seem to work out because magic still seems to be overpowered. So that's pretty much it. There are a few more changes that are applied, and most of it is not too interesting. For example, if the HP and defense stat exceeds the current limit, and we don't even know what the limit is, so thanks Legion for telling us, but 50% of the stat that is over the limit will be applied. So let's say the limit is 100k and I have 150k HP. What it does is it'll take the 50k, reduce it by half, which is 25k, and it'll add it to my HP, so I actually only have 125k HP. So it's kind of interesting how that works, but we don't even know what the limit is, so it doesn't really help us at all. And they did say that these changes are applied to Infinite Battle, Arena, and Mines. However, the attack increased, as you notice in Infinite Battle, will be applied to Arena, but not in Mines. So in Mines, the first turn they start, they'll have full damage. They will not be slowly increasing and buffing the attack for the next few turns. So that's pretty much it for Arena. All I wanted to talk about. I do want to talk about the new limit break system, which is essentially allowing any legendary or mythic hero to exceed level 100. So for limit break, what you want is any hero, any legendary hero. Now, let's see if I can find the one I want. So let's say Michael right now is at level 100 over 100. So I can't level him up anymore. However, the new limit break system allows you to level him to 125 because you're allowed to limit break 5 times. And essentially what it does is it makes your maximum level 125 rather than 100. And you need these doppelganger queens, and you saw from before that in the arena rewards you get doppelganger queen essence, and you can use that essence and trade it with Camillin, and you'll get the doppelganger. So if you go to Camillin, you'll see that there is a doppelganger queen legend, or no wait, doppelganger queen rank A, my bad. So you can exchange this. Now once you get this, you're gonna get the queen ticket, which you can use for limit break. And something interesting to note is that right now the event for Arena is obtain 1,000 Queen Essence. So just attempt it 20 times in this week, and you should be able to get this and increase your level to level 5 or 105. So essentially, you just want to keep building these and limit breaking. Um, so actually, I'm gonna do a live limit breaking right now because I also don't know how it works. I haven't tried it yet. What does it say here? Base heroes must be above level 50. So does that mean you can also limit break? So it has to be legendary hero. I don't think non-legendary heroes are eligible. So let's do Michael really quick. Oh wait, I didn't hire her. Now you saw that it costs 50 mil, which is actually pretty expensive. Alright, so that's the Doppelganger Queen. And okay. So now moving on to where is it? Limit break. I did notice that the user interface has been lagging a bit more. So okay, so yep, start limit break. Let's do it. Okay, so now the max level is 105. Now to see, the thing I want to know is whether or not um, the cost to increase the limit will increase every time. Yeah, it does increase. So before it was 1,000 essence and 50 mil. Now it's 1,500 essence and 75 mil. So it will scale over time, and maximum again on level 125. So I think that is pretty much it for this update. The limit break system is going to be, again, end game content because it requires you pretty much to have a full team of level 100 already. And in Arena, there's not much to say. I personally feel as if you could just slap your Infinite Battle team, merge it together, and create your Arena team because they work very similarly. And again, magic, just focus on magic damage, and I think that's pretty much it for this update. I might talk about the Season 2 Legendary equipment a bit later, but to be honest, there isn't much to talk about. Uh, Essentially, you just need to upgrade your current rank 6 gear into S2 gear, and you need a special type of Ori to do that, which is this one. Do keep in mind if you're running Michael or any other active equipment that the rank will drop by 2. So do take that into consideration. Don't try to upgrade without thinking about that because the active inscription is very important for those active proc users, I guess you would define them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this update, guys. Peace.